Thanks for your time, Jason, and congratulations for the launch of Amazon India Launchpad. What is different for Amazon India Launchpad that you've seen from the other launchpads across launch across the globe?
Well, it starts with the fact that India's startup ecosystem is so different from other places in the world. It's very young, just like India is, very young, very vibrant, and startups are the talent that we're finding are kind of everywhere in the country. But in terms of physical products, consumer-focused products, it's been a little bit harder to discover them because this country has been famous for software and services for so long. But as it turns out, over the last 7 or 9 months as we've been building this program, we've discovered that there are physical products and talent and intellectual property all over the place, and now by creating this program, it's becoming a destination. In fact, before we even launched, we already had over 25 applications, and we've launched the products before we even launched in our press event today, because these companies are so excited, so enthusiastic to come out. So what's different here is that we're going to build some education modules on our site to be able to help startups understand the resources that are available both from government and other agencies that support the startup ecosystem. And by working with our partners like NASCOM and Startup India and TIE and India Angel Network, we have the right resources to be able to create something that's very different than we would do, say, in the US or in Europe or in China. I think as we continue to grow this program, since it is only day one for us, we're going to learn more ways that we can actually be a benefit and a help to the economic development of the startup community.
Sure. How are you going to choose the startups from the portfolio that is available in India, and which is pretty huge, I assume? What are the criteria that you'll keep in mind while choosing the startups to maintain the sanctity of Amazon India platform?
Yeah, sure. So we're looking for unique, cool, innovative products, and the way that we've decided to do that is by building this partner network. So we look at venture capital firms, accelerators, incubators, crowdfunding platforms, angel investors. Anybody that is willing to give money to an entrepreneur, to a startup, is really making the decision that investment is going to create a return. So for us, that's really the filter for what belongs on Amazon Launchpad. Now, we're also allowing for people that are self-funding or that have funding from other sources to come onto the program. They can go on our website on amazon.in/launchpad, and there's an application that they can complete, and we'll review it, and we'll provide an account services representative who will help them onboard into the program. There is a set of criteria which our account services, which our application process will articulate, and that really helps them decide if they're right for us and we're right for them. Regardless, if they aren't right for the program, we absolutely will still work to bring them on to amazon.in.
Sure. Jason, you've worked with a lot of startup ecosystems across the globe, and you've seen Indian startup ecosystem very closely. What are the advantages that you see in the Indian startups that we have, and what are the loopholes that we sort of need to bridge to be there in the market?
Having had the experience over the last year and a half around the world in many countries, I haven't seen anything yet quite like India's startup community. First of all, the fact that government and business are coming together in a very practical way is not only fascinating, but incredibly valuable. And I hope that the startup community understands just how special India is to do business. PM Modi has built something in his Make in India and Startup India commitment that is just unprecedented in the sense that there are actively interested parties who are trying to help connect and create resources for startups to be able to be successful. Now, there are some challenges in the country and barriers still, and what makes it easier for a startup in, say, China to be able to come up out of the ground is that there are manufacturing resources to even simply prototype their product. And in India, that infrastructure doesn't really exist yet in an organized way, and I think that as more and more innovators become successful, they will in turn give back and hopefully build that infrastructure. I think that is a gap, but we'll see that gap filled in this next wave of innovation.
Sure. What are the 5 areas of improvements that you think Indian startups should work on to become big and to really be on the global map?
I don't know if there's 5 things per se, but I think today we've witnessed 6 or 7 different companies who are all Indian entrepreneurs who have figured out how to be successful by taking their passions and turning it into some kind of a product that consumers will want. And in every case, I would say they're making something that we all know better. It actually is like bringing change to something that we're used to, but improving it in such a way that we just have to have that product. So I think one of the things that will be very valuable for Indian startups is that they are looking for that something special that allows them to improve upon something that already exists. I think that's a heritage of India innovation anyway, but I think more and more examples will help to set the case for many other startups to come in the future. I think that's one thing, and then the other thing is going global. One of the assets that we have as part of Amazon Launchpad, as part of Amazon, is this global fulfillment network. And as we've now launched Launchpad in 7 countries, we want to help startups move from one country to another. So it will be our great pleasure to help take Indian startups to the US and to Europe and to Asia and help continue to promote and build the success of Indian startups.
Sure. So the products that are going to be available as per the Launchpad program are going to be available only on Amazon.in/Launchpad, or are they going to be a part of the larger marketplace that Amazon already has?
All of the products that launch in Launchpad are a part of the larger Amazon marketplace. They are all part of the bigger catalog, so they're widely available. And one of the advantages of that is that if you were making a wearable device, for example, as a great startup Goki has done, they have I think they've said that they have about a 17% market share. And when you look at what that means relative to other wearables in India, that's huge. Which means on our catalog, they're right up there with names that you may know, big brands that have millions and millions of dollars of marketing money that they couldn't even compete with. But on Amazon, because they're highly reviewed and they are producing a product that people love, they're sitting there at the best of them. And so that's one of the things that we get to do, is we get to bring them great exposure to a lot of customers just because a lot of customers are shopping. In fact, 97% of all PIN codes in India over the festive season shopped at least once on Amazon, which is a tremendous statistic. And I think as these startups get the kind of exposure that we're giving other products, it will be a big tribute to them.
Sure. What is Amazon's interest in promoting Indian startup?
Well, first of all, we believe that there are 2 customers that we're serving. Certainly the customers that are shopping Amazon.in every day, and we want to bring them new and cool products. We know that our customers come and visit us once, twice a week, whatever it is that they're shopping Amazon, whatever frequency, and they're looking for the things that they know we sell, but they're also looking and discovering things that they don't know that we sell. And in particular, products from startups are a surprise and delight moment. They're finding products that maybe solve a particular problem that they have that they didn't know existed. And so we love the idea of bringing newness and innovation. It's what we specialize in. We love creativity, and this is just a program to promote it. For the startups, it's a great destination for them to be able to entrust marketing and discoverability and even fulfillment with somebody who does it really well. I mean, that's what we do for a living. And so while the startups are able to focus on what they do best, which is inventing new products and building their brand, we help them on the backside with marketing and fulfillment that can ease some of the friction of doing business.
Sure. Thank you so much for your time, Jason.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.